Guys, in this video I'm going to drop a rant on you about training to failure, so brace yourself. I don't often go off on a rant, but I want to talk about training failure, and I have a huge pet peeve when it comes to guys who say you must always train to failure on everything you do. Before I get into that topic, guys, I want to encourage you to please check out my new book called Massive Iron. You can find the link below. If you're not satisfied with your results, this is the book you need. 200 pages of content, tons of tools that will help you maximize any training system, plus 20 unique workouts. So get my book and start improving your gains today. Let's talk about training to failure. In my book, Massive Iron, the rep goal system, I talk about the benefits of maximizing sets or pushing sets for as many reps as possible. There are guys out on the internet who are dead set on trying to get you to train to failure for every set. And I want to tell you, my uncensored opinion is that anybody who tells you this is completely ignorant. They haven't thought through this type of training at all. And they're just regurgitating, they're just vomiting out their thoughts, their personal beliefs. Here's one thing I want you to think about. Every exercise is different. I've been doing this for 28 years, and this is an obvious truth, and you're gonna see it as obvious once you think about it. Every exercise is different. If you can't say training to failure, you can't equate every exercise as being equal when it comes to training to failure. If you squat to failure, it's going to be 100,000 times harder than going to failure on rope cable tricep extensions. The point is this: some exercises it's really easy to train to failure, and there's not a huge physical toll. Other exercises, training to failure is inherently dangerous, like deadlifts and squats. It's extremely dangerous to train to failure on lifts like that. There are certain barbell exercises that it's really easy for me to train to failure on without a physical penalty. These are overhead presses, barbell rows. When I reach failure or near failure on these types of barbell exercises, there's no physical penalty for me. So I'm not worried if I train to failure on these exercises. There's not a huge physical penalty. I'm not going to beat my body up. But there are certain exercises I feel when I train to failure that beat the living snot out of me. So even though training to failure isn't a requirement, okay, even though training to failure isn't a requirement, if you feel on a given exercise that you want to push for that one extra possible rep, and an exercise doesn't take a huge physical toll on your body, then do so. Training to failure for me on dumbbell curls is 10 times harder on my joints, my elbow. It's 10 times worse for me with, regarding elbow tendonitis than doing barbell rows to failure. Again, the point of this video is that each exercise is different. Some exercises for you are going to be more difficult to train to failure than other exercises. And you never want to do an exercise, you never want to push an exercise to failure if it's beating the living crap out of your body. This is stupid. And anybody that gives you blanket recommendations to train everything to failure is ignorant. And you can tell them I said so. Training to failure is not a necessity when it comes to muscle growth. The more you push a set for reps, the more reps you do per set, the more muscle fibers you're going to recruit. But when you hit failure, there's no inherent advantage. That last rep is usually a complete breakdown. You only get about a third of the way done. It just increases risk of injury. It provides no additional muscle growth potential. By the time you get to that last rep, you're already recruiting a maximal amount of muscle fibers. You don't need to push it anymore into failure. If you want to do so on exercises that are safe, because you're not sure if you're going to get another rep, if you feel that exercise is safe, then go ahead and push an exercise to failure. I hate debates that say never train to failure, always train to failure. Both sides are missing the clue train. Both sides are ignorant of the bigger picture. The bigger picture is training to failure provides no additional benefit, but if you are pushing it and you believe you can get another rep on those safe exercises, it's worth pushing it. So on those exercises you feel are safe It's okay to push for that extra rep. And if you fail in the process, no big deal. There are certain exercises that I'll get to, like say bench press. Bench press doesn't tax me much. Say I'm on rep number 5 and I'm like, oh, I don't know if I can get another rep, because sometimes the bench press plays with my mind. Sometimes I'll push for that 6th rep and fail. Sometimes I won't, but I don't pay a huge physical penalty either way. But when I do get that bonus rep, great. I've made a little bit of extra progress. So listen to your body. Whatever exercises you feel are safe to push to failure or safe to push for that extra rep or two, go ahead and do so. But when you hear these little voices on both sides saying, always train to failure, never train to failure, always train to failure, never train to failure, just ignore it. Just ignore it. It's ignorance. It's ignorance. Every exercise is different. Listen to your body, kids. So guys, I hope this video has been of some help. If you have any questions or comments, you can find a Q&A below. If you ask me a question on that Q&A, I answer it. I answer all questions. If you've got this far into my video and have yet to subscribe to my channel, please do. So guys, as always, thanks for watching. Have a great day.